Demons' Souls. The story of demons' souls begins in the kingdom of Boletaria, a once prosperous land that's now shrouded in fog and overrun by demonic forces. King Alant, in his greed for power, awakened an ancient evil known as the Old One, which unleashed the demons upon the world, corrupting the land and its people. As the fog spreads, Boletaria becomes a cursed and isolated land with souls consumed by darkness. The protagonist arrives in Boletaria in hopes of stopping the Old One's reign of terror. Guided by the Maiden in Black, the hero must venture into the kingdom's dangerous regions, defeating horrific monsters and powerful demon bosses. Along the way, the hero must face the fallen king, who has become a pawn of the Old One, and put an end to the evil that has consumed Boletaria. The player's mission is to slay the Old One, restore balance, and free the souls trapped within the fog. Dark Souls 1. The world of Dark Souls 1 takes place in Lordran, a decaying dark fantasy kingdom where the flames of the past are dying out. The Age of Fire is coming to an end, and the world is fading into darkness. Long ago, the gods defeated the dragons and ushered in the Age of Fire, but now the flame that sustains the world is flickering out. The protagonist, the chosen undead, awakens in the undead asylum with no memory, guided by a prophecy that they will succeed in linking the flame to save the world, or let it fade entirely. The hero embarks on a journey across Lordran, battling terrifying creatures and powerful bosses while uncovering the truth behind the curse of the undead. Along the way, they meet characters, such as the Fire Keeper and other figures, who reveal fragments of the kingdom's tragic history. The chosen undead must face iconic figures, like the four great Lord Souls, and ultimately decide whether to link the flame to prolong the Age of Fire, or let the flame die and usher in the Age of Dark. Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 unfolds in the land of Drangleic, a kingdom that has fallen into ruin, much like its predecessors. The kingdom's king, Vendrick, is missing. A curse known as the Hollowing afflicts the land, transforming people into mindless undead, unable to escape the fate of endless death. The protagonist, known as the Bearer of the Curse, arrives in Drangleic in search of a cure to their own curse and to uncover the kingdom's hidden secrets. The story takes the hero across the fractured land, encountering numerous characters whose motivations and allegiances are tied to the kingdom's tragic downfall. Along the way, the Bearer of the Curse uncovers the truth behind Vendrick's disappearance and the kingdom's fall from grace. The hero's quest leads to an ultimate confrontation with the ancient being called Nashandra, whose influence looms over the kingdom, and the decision to either succeed Vendrick or leave the world to rot in darkness. Bloodborne. Set in the Gothic city of Yharnam, Bloodborne tells a tale of horror and madness, rooted in eldritch horrors and ancient rituals. The city has been cursed by a mysterious plague that turns its citizens into grotesque creatures. The protagonist, a hunter, is tasked with cleansing Yharnam of its affliction, but their journey leads them into a nightmare, far deeper than they ever imagined. The hunter arrives during the night of the Hunt, a ritual meant to rid the city of the beastly plague. As the hunter progresses through the decaying streets and twisted, nightmarish landscapes, they discover that the root of Yharnam's curse is tied to a dark and forbidden pact with the Great Ones, beings that are from beyond reality. The hero's quest takes them through the ruins of Yharnam and into the dream world of the Great Ones, uncovering the horrifying truth behind the Healing Church's role in Yharnam's downfall. Ultimately, the hunter must confront the cosmic horrors, and depending on the ending, choose their own fate, whether to succumb to the nightmare or break free from it forever.
If you're enjoying these quick breakdowns so far and want to see more explanations like this, give the video a like, since it lets me see what kind of content I should be uploading. Thanks.
Dark Souls 3. The third Dark Souls game brings us back to the kingdom of Lothric, a land where the fire that once sustained the world is on the brink of being extinguished. The once great lords of Cinder, heroes who once linked the fire, have abandoned their thrones and now lie in a deep slumber, their ashes scattered across the world. Lothric itself is in a state of ruin, and the land is again haunted by the undead. The protagonist, the Ashen One, is a hallowed figure who rises from the ashes to return the Lords of Cinder to their thrones and rekindle the flame. Along the way, the Ashen One faces numerous challenges and confronts some of the most memorable figures from the series' past, including the fearsome Nameless King and the dangerous Soul of Cinder. As they journey through Lothric, they learn of the cyclical nature of fire and dark, with the ultimate decision to either link the flame once again or let it die out, ushering in a new era of darkness. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice takes place in a reimagined version of late 1500s Japan, set in a period of war and political turmoil. The story follows the journey of Wolf, a shinobi tasked with protecting his young lord Kuro, the divine heir, who possesses the power of immortality. The story begins when Wolf is betrayed and left for dead by his master's captors, only to return and seek vengeance. Wolf's mission is to rescue Kuro and keep him safe from forces that seek to exploit his immortality for nefarious purposes. Along the way, Wolf faces numerous formidable foes, including samurai, mythical beasts, and gods, all while grappling with the consequences of immortality and the toll it takes on the soul. In the end, Wolf's journey revolves around his ability to make difficult decisions, including whether to accept the immortality of Kuro or break the cycle of death and rebirth, ultimately forging his own fate. Elden Ring. Set in the lands between, Elden Ring is a world that has been fractured by the destruction of the Elden Ring, an artifact that governed the very fabric of the world. The shattering of the Elden Ring has plunged the world into chaos, with the demigods and other powerful beings vying for control of the fragments. The protagonist, known as the Tarnished, is a being who has lost their grace and is called back to the lands between in search of the broken pieces of the Elden Ring to restore order and become the Elden Lord. As the Tarnished explores the vast and mysterious world, they encounter a host of powerful allies and enemies. The journey involves confronting the demigods, uncovering the ancient secrets of the Elden Ring, and facing the forces that have brought ruin to the world. The protagonist must decide whether to mend the broken ring and restore the world to its former glory, or let it fall into further decay, choosing their own destiny and the fate of the lands between. Shadow of the Erdtree. Shadow of the Erdtree takes us deeper into the mysteries of the lands between, focusing on a figure shrouded in silence throughout the main game, Miquella, the brother of Melania, and one of the most enigmatic demigods in Elden Ring's lore. In the base game, Miquella is never seen awake, only as a withered body abducted by Mohg, Lord of Blood. But the DLC promises to follow Miquella's journey, and perhaps even his dream, of creating a world free of the curse of the Golden Order. The setting shifts to a new, unseen land, an otherworldly realm tied to the Erdtree's shadow, a place left untouched by grace. This realm is believed to be where Miquella's true ambitions lie, away from the control of the greater will and the corruption of his siblings. Unlike Marika, Radagon, or even Ranni, Miquella represents a different vision for the world, one that could break the endless cycles of power, decay, and rebirth. Eventually, the Tarnished is forced to face off against Miquella, with his promised consort, the once fallen General Radahn, resurrected and bound by loyalty to Miquella's vision. This final confrontation evokes a reckoning with the consequences of God-born arrogance, as the Tarnished must bring an end to yet another cycle of ideals, seeking to rewrite the future of the lands between.
And that's the whole lore of all the From Software games explained briefly. I know Shadow of the Erdtree is a DLC, not an actual game, but I had to make it 8 so the thumbnail looked better. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, let me know your favorite game in the comments. I read every reply. And if you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next one. That's it, thanks for watching, see ya.
If you see me out in cold hard, say hi. But if you meet me at the clam, I'm a talkative guy.